Your biggest enemy is your own mind. This statement might seem counterintuitive at first. After all, is not our mind the source of our creativity, our problem-solving abilities, and our capacity to dream? While that's true, it's also the wellspring of our doubts, fears, and limiting beliefs. It's the battlefield where our greatest victories are won and our most devastating defeats are suffered. When we say that mind is our biggest enemy, we are not talking about the incredible processing power of your brain or its ability to store and retrieve information. We are referring to the constant stream of thoughts, many of them negative, that flow through your consciousness every day. On average, humans have about 60,000 thoughts per day. Of these, an estimated 80 or negative and 95% are repetitive thoughts from the previous day. This means that without conscious intervention, your mind is likely rehashing the same old worries, fears, and self-doubts day after day. These negative thoughts aren't just harmless mental chatter. They shape your reality in profound ways. Your thoughts influence your emotions, which in turn drive your actions, which ultimately shape your life. If you constantly think, "I'm not good enough," you will feel insecure and anxious. These feelings will likely cause you to hold back, to avoid taking risks or putting yourself out there. As a result, you will miss opportunities for growth and success, reinforcing your initial belief that you are not good enough. This is how your mind can become your enemy. It can trap you in a cycle of negative thinking that limits your potential and holds you back from achieving your goals. But here's the good news. You have the power to change this pattern. Your brain is plastic, meaning it can form new neural connections throughout your life. Every time you challenge a negative thought or choose to focus on a positive one, you are literally rewiring your brain. The first step in transforming your mind from an enemy into an ally is awareness. Start paying attention to your thought patterns. When you notice a negative thought, do not just accept it. Question it. Is it based on fact or feeling? Is it helpful or harmful? Is there another way to look at the situation? This process of questioning your thoughts is known as cognitive restructuring. It's a powerful technique used in cognitive behavioral therapy to help people change negative thinking patterns. By challenging your thoughts, you can begin to break free from the grip of negative self-talk and limiting beliefs. There was a woman named Emma who had always dreamed of starting her own business. She had a great idea for a product and the skills to bring it to market. But every time she thought about taking the leap, her mind flooded with doubts and fears. You are not cut out to be an entrepreneur, her mind would tell her. You do not have enough experience. What if you fail? You will lose everything and look like a fool. For years, Emma listened to these thoughts, believing them to be truths. Her idea remained just that, an idea. Then one day, she attended a seminar where she learned about cognitive restructuring. She realized that her thoughts were not facts, but mere opinions, often unfounded and almost always unhelpful. Armed with this knowledge, Emma began to challenge her negative thoughts. When her mind said, "You are not cut out to be an entrepreneur," she countered with evidence of her past successes and the skills she had developed. When it whispered, "You do not have enough experience," she responded by making a plan to gain the knowledge she needed. Most importantly, when her mind asked, "What if you fail?" Emma learned to respond, "What if I succeed? And even if I do fail, what's the worst that could happen? I'll learn valuable lessons and be better prepared for my next venture." Within a year of adopting this new mindset, Emma had launched her business. Today, it's a thriving enterprise that employs dozens of people. The difference? She learned to master her mind rather than be mastered by it. Emma's story underscores a crucial point. Your mind is a tool. And like any tool, its effectiveness depends on how you use it. Too often, we allow our minds to run on autopilot, accepting every thought as gospel truth. But thoughts are not facts. They're mental events, fleeting and changeable. The key is to develop mental discipline. This does not mean suppressing negative thoughts or forcing yourself to think positively all the time. Instead, it means cultivating awareness of your thoughts and learning to respond to them consciously rather than reactively. One effective way to develop this mental discipline is through mindfulness meditation. This practice involves focusing your attention on the present moment, often by concentrating on your breath or bodily sensations. When thoughts arise, as they inevitably will, you simply notice them without judgment and gently return your focus to the present. Regular mindfulness practice can help you create a space between stimulus and response. Instead of automatically reacting to your thoughts and emotions, you learn to observe them with a degree of detachment. This gives you the freedom to choose how to respond, rather than being at the mercy of your habitual thought patterns. Another powerful tool for mastering your mind is visualization. Elite athletes, successful entrepreneurs, and high achievers in every field use visualization to program their minds for success. By vividly imagining yourself achieving your goals, you create neural pathways that make those outcomes more likely. When you visualize, engage all your senses. If you are imagining giving a successful presentation, see yourself standing confidently in front of the audience. Hear the sound of your voice strong and clear. Feel the satisfaction of delivering your message effectively. The more real you can make it in your mind, the more powerful the effect will be. But visualization is not just about imagining positive outcomes. It's also about mentally rehearsing how you will handle challenges. Imagine potential obstacles and see yourself overcoming them. This mental preparation can help you stay calm and focused when you face real-life difficulties. You work on mastering your mind. It's important to pay attention to your self-talk. The running commentary in your head, often we are our own harshest critics, saying things to ourselves that we would never say to a friend. But this negative self-talk can be incredibly damaging, eroding our confidence and holding us back from reaching our potential. Start by becoming aware of your self-talk. When you notice negative self-talk, challenge it. Ask yourself, would I say this to a friend? Is this thought helping me or holding me back? What's a more balanced or a constructive way to think about this situation? Then practice replacing negative self-talk with more supportive, encouraging thoughts. Instead of, I'm not good enough, try, I'm learning and improving every day. Instead of, I'll never be able to do this. Say, this is challenging, but I can figure it out step by step. The goal is not to eliminate all negative thoughts or to force yourself to think positively all the time. It's about developing a more balanced, realistic thinking style that empowers you rather than holds you back. One of the most insidious ways your mind can become your enemy is through what psychologists call cognitive distortions. These are patterns of thinking that are inaccurate or exaggerated, warping your perception of reality. One common cognitive distortion is catastrophizing, assuming the worst possible outcome in any given situation. For example, if you make a mistake at work, catastrophizing might lead you to think, I'm going to get fired and I'll never find another job. Another cognitive distortion is all or nothing thinking, where you see things in black and white terms with no middle ground. This might manifest as thoughts like, if I'm not perfect, I'm a total failure. Then there's personalization, where you blame yourself for events outside your control. For instance, if a friend is in a bad mood, you might think, it must be something I did. These distortions can lead to a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you believe you're going to fail, you're more likely to act in ways that lead to failure. If you think people won't like you, you might behave awkwardly or defensively, pushing people away and confirming your initial fear. But remember, these distortions are not you. They're habits of thought that you have developed over time, often as a result of past experiences or learned behaviors, and like any habit, they can be broken. The first step in overcoming cognitive distortions is to recognize them when they occur. This requires developing a level of self-awareness that allows you to step back and observe your thoughts objectively. Once you have identified a distorted thought, challenge it with evidence. If you find yourself catastrophizing about a mistake at work, remind yourself of times when you have made mistakes in the past and things turned out fine. Look for examples of colleagues who've made similar errors without dire consequences. If you catch yourself engaging in all or nothing thinking, look for the shades of gray in the situation. Few things in life are truly black and white. Acknowledge your areas for improvement while also recognizing what you have done well. When you notice yourself personalizing, consider other possible explanations for the situation. Your friend's bad mood might have nothing to do with you. They could be stressed about work, worried about a family member, or simply not feeling well. By consistently challenging these distorted thoughts, you can gradually train your mind to think in more balanced, realistic ways. Over time, this can lead to significant improvements in your mood, self-esteem, and overall well-being. Another way your mind can become your enemy is through excessive worry and rumination. While it's natural to think about problems and try to solve them, many of us get stuck in patterns of repetitive, unproductive worry. Worry can be useful when it leads to problem solving and productive action. But often, we worry about things we can't control or rehash past events that can't be changed. This type of worry does not lead to solutions. It just increases stress and anxiety. To combat excessive worry, try setting aside a specific worry time each day. During this time, allow yourself to worry as much as you want. But outside of this designated time, when worries arise, remind yourself that you will deal with them during your worry time and refocus on the present moment. Another effective technique for managing worry is to distinguish between productive and unproductive worries. Productive worries are about problems you can take action on right now. Unproductive worries are about things you can't control or influence. When you notice yourself worrying, ask, is there anything I can do about this right now? If the answer is yes, take action. If the answer is no, practice letting go of the worry and redirecting your attention to something more constructive. Rumination, the tendency to dwell on negative experiences or emotions, can be particularly damaging. It's like picking at a scab. It prevents healing and can make things worse. If you find yourself ruminating, try to engage in an absorbing activity that requires your full attention. This could be exercise, a hobby, or a challenging mental task. One of the most powerful ways to master your mind is to cultivate a growth mindset. This concept, developed by psychologist Carol Dweck, refers to the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. In contrast, a fixed mindset is the belief that your qualities are carved in stone, that you have a certain amount of intelligence and talent, and that's that. People with a fixed mindset tend to avoid challenges, give up easily, and feel threatened by the success of others. A growth mindset, on the other hand, leads to a desire to learn and a tendency to embrace challenges, persist in the face of setbacks. See, effort is the path to mastery. Learn from criticism, find lessons and inspiration in the success of others. Developing a growth mindset can transform your relationship with failure. Instead of seeing failure as evidence of your limitations, you begin to see it as an opportunity for growth and learning. This shift can free you from the fear of failure that holds so many people back from pursuing their goals and dreams. To cultivate a growth mindset, start by becoming aware of your self-talk when faced with challenges. If you catch yourself thinking, I'm not good at this, add the word yet to the end of the sentence. I'm not good at this yet. This simple addition opens up the possibility of improvement and growth. When you succeed, instead of attributing it to innate talent, acknowledge the effort and strategies that led to your success. This reinforces the idea that your abilities can be developed through hard work and effective approaches. When you face setbacks, view them as opportunities to learn and grow rather than as evidence of your limitations. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to improve? Developing a growth mindset is a process. You may still have fixed mindset thoughts from time to time, and that's okay. The key is to recognize these thoughts when they occur and consciously choose to adopt a growth-oriented perspective. Another crucial aspect of mastering your mind is learning to manage your emotions effectively. While emotions themselves are neither good nor bad, they're simply information about how we are responding to our environment. How we handle them can have a significant impact on our lives. Many of us have been taught to suppress or ignore negative emotions like anger, sadness, or fear. But this approach can backfire, leading to increased stress and even physical health problems. Instead, it's important to learn to acknowledge and accept all of your emotions without being controlled by them. This does not mean letting your emotions run wild. It means developing emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions, as well as to recognize, understand, and influence the emotions of others. One effective technique for managing strong emotions is the RAIN method, developed by psychologist Tara Brach. RAIN stands for recognize, acknowledge what you are feeling without judgment, allow. Let the emotion be there without trying to change it or push it away. Investigate, get curious about the emotion. Where do you feel it in your body? What thoughts are associated with it? Nurture. Offer yourself compassion and support, just as you would to a good friend experiencing the same emotion. By practicing this method, you can learn to relate to your emotions in a more balanced, constructive way. Over time, this can lead to greater emotional resilience and a deeper sense of inner peace. It's important to remember that progress is not always linear. There will be days when your mind feels like your best friend and others when it seems like your worst enemy. The key is to keep showing up, to keep practicing, to keep choosing thoughts and actions that align with your values and goals. It's also crucial to be patient and kind with yourself throughout this process. Changing ingrained thought patterns and habits takes time. You wouldn't expect to master a musical instrument or a new language overnight, and mastering your mind is no different. It requires consistent practice and a willingness to learn from both successes and setbacks. One powerful way to support your efforts in mastering your mind is to cultivate a strong support system. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who encourage your growth, and who can offer perspective when you are struggling with negative thought patterns. Consider finding a mentor or coach who can guide you in your personal development journey. Sometimes an outside perspective can help you see blind spots in your thinking and provide strategies for overcoming mental obstacles. Another valuable practice is journaling. Writing down your thoughts and feelings can help you gain clarity and perspective. It can also be a useful tool for tracking your progress over time. As you look back on past entries, you may be surprised to see how far you have come in managing your thoughts and emotions. Taking care of your physical health is an essential part of mastering your mind. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and adequate sleep can all have a significant impact on your mental state. When you are physically healthy, you are better equipped to handle mental challenges. Stress management is another crucial component of mastering your mind. Chronic stress can exacerbate negative thinking patterns and make it harder to maintain emotional balance. Explore different stress reduction techniques like deep breathing exercises, progressive muscle relaxation, or yoga. Find what works for you and make it a regular part of your routine. You may find that your perspective on life begins to shift. Things that used to bother you may start to roll off your back more easily. You may find yourself more able to stay calm in challenging situations, more resilient in the face of setbacks. You may also notice changes in your relationships. As you become more aware of your own thoughts and emotions, you are likely to become more empathetic and understanding towards others. You may find it easier to communicate effectively, to resolve conflicts, and to build deeper, more meaningful connections. In your career, you may discover that you are more focused, more creative, more able to see opportunities where you once saw only obstacles. You may find yourself taking on challenges that you would have shied away from in the past, pushing the boundaries of what you thought was possible. Perhaps most importantly, you may notice a shift in your relationship with yourself. As you learn to observe your thoughts without being controlled by them, you will likely develop a deeper sense of self-awareness and self-acceptance. You will become more comfortable with who you are, more confident in your abilities, more at peace with your imperfection. This does not mean you will stop striving for growth and improvement. On the contrary, you will likely find that you are more motivated than ever to pursue your goals and realize your potential. But you will do so from a place of self-love and self-respect, rather than from a place of fear or self-doubt. You may find that your sense of purpose becomes clearer. When you are no longer held back by limiting beliefs or paralyzed by fear of failure, you are free to pursue what truly matters to you. You may discover passions and talents that were previously hidden beneath layers of self-doubt and negative self-talk. These newfound passions can inject a renewed sense of vitality and purpose into your life, propelling you towards goals you may have never even considered before. As you peel away the layers of self-imposed limitations, you might find yourself drawn to pursuits that both challenge and fulfill you. Perhaps you will discover a talent for public speaking, unlocking the ability to inspire and motivate others with your words. Or maybe you will uncover a knack for problem solving that leads you to innovate in your field, bringing fresh ideas and perspectives to long-standing challenges. The process of uncovering these hidden talents is often as rewarding as the discoveries themselves. It requires a willingness to step outside your comfort zone, to try new things without the fear of failure holding you back. Each new experience becomes an opportunity for growth and self-discovery, rather than a potential threat to your self-image. You may find that your definition of success begins to shift. Rather than chasing external markers of achievement, money, status, or recognition, you might start to value internal measures of success more highly. Things like personal growth, meaningful relationships, and the ability to make a positive impact on the world around you may take center stage. This shift in perspective can be profoundly liberating. When your sense of self-worth is no longer tied to external validation, you are free to pursue what truly matters to you regardless of societal expectations or norms. You might find the courage to change careers, start a passion project, or dedicate more time to causes you care about deeply. As you learn to quiet the incessant chatter of your mind, you may discover a deeper connection to your intuition. This inner wisdom, often drowned out by the noise of our anxieties and doubts, can be a powerful guide in both big life decisions and day-to-day choices. By learning to listen to and trust this inner voice, you may find yourself making decisions that align more closely with your authentic self. The journey of mastering your mind can also lead to a greater sense of resilience in the face of life's inevitable challenges. When you are no longer at the mercy of every negative thought or emotion that crosses your mind, you become better equipped to weather storms, both internal and external. Setbacks become temporary obstacles rather than devastating blows, and you develop the mental fortitude to bounce back stronger than before. This resilience extends beyond your personal life into your professional realm as well. In a rapidly changing world where adaptability is key, the ability to manage your thoughts and emotions effectively becomes a significant competitive advantage. You are better able to stay focused under pressure, to think creatively in the face of challenges, and to maintain a positive outlook even when circumstances are less than ideal. You may also notice an increased capacity for empathy and compassion, both for yourself and for others. When you understand the workings of your own mind, it becomes easier to understand and relate to the struggles of those around you. This enhanced empathy can lead to deeper, more meaningful connections and a greater sense of community and belonging. As you become more adept at managing your own mind, you may find yourself naturally taking on a mentorship role, helping others navigate their own mental landscapes. Sharing your experiences and insights can be incredibly rewarding, creating a positive ripple effect that extends far beyond your immediate circle. The process of mastering your mind also opens up new avenues for creativity and innovation. When you are no longer constrained by limiting beliefs or paralyzed by fear of failure, your creative potential can truly flourish. You might find yourself approaching problems from new angles, making unexpected connections, and generating ideas that push the boundaries of what's possible in your field. This enhanced creativity is not limited to traditionally creative pursuits. It can manifest in all areas of your life, from finding innovative solutions to workplace challenges to discovering new ways to connect with loved ones. The ability to think outside the box becomes a natural outgrowth of your liberated mind. You may also develop a deeper appreciation for the present moment. So often, our minds are caught up in regrets about the past or anxieties about the future, robbing us of the richness of the here and now. But as you learn to observe your thoughts without being carried away by them, you become more capable of fully engaging with the present. This heightened presence can bring a new level of joy and satisfaction to even the most mundane aspects of daily life. The simple pleasure of a warm cup of coffee, the beauty of a sunset, or the comfort of a loved one's embrace, all of these experiences become more vivid and meaningful when you are fully present to appreciate them. This ability to be present can significantly enhance your effectiveness in all areas of life. Whether you're at work, spending time with family, or pursuing a hobby, being fully engaged in the moment allows you to bring your best self to whatever you're doing. You may also notice a shift in how you perceive challenges and obstacles. Rather than viewing them as insurmountable barriers, you begin to see them as opportunities for growth and learning. This perspective shift can be tremendously empowering, allowing you to approach difficulties with curiosity and determination rather than fear or resignation. This growth-oriented mindset can lead to a virtuous cycle of continuous improvement. Each challenge you overcome builds your confidence and expands your capabilities, preparing you to take on even greater challenges in the future. Over time, you may find yourself accomplishing things that once seemed impossible, all because you learned to master the most powerful tool at your disposal, your own mind. It's important to remember that mastering your mind is not a destination, but an ongoing process. It's a lifelong journey of self-discovery, growth, and refinement. There will always be new challenges to face, new skills to develop, new heights to reach, but with each step, you are building the mental strength and resilience to handle whatever life throws your way. The statement, "Your biggest enemy is your own mind," is not a declaration of defeat, but a call to action. It's an invitation to embark on one of the most rewarding journeys you can undertake, the journey to master your own mind. By developing awareness of your thought patterns, challenging limiting beliefs, cultivating a growth mindset, and practicing emotional intelligence, you can transform your mind from your biggest enemy into your most powerful ally. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind your thoughts. You have the power to choose which thoughts to engage with, which beliefs to cultivate, which mindset to adopt. This is your superpower. Use it wisely. Carry with you this truth. Within your mind lies both your greatest challenge and your greatest opportunity. The thoughts that once held you back can become the fuel for your growth and success. The fears that once paralyzed you can become stepping stones to courage and resilience. The doubts that once clouded your vision can become catalysts for clarity and purpose. Embrace this journey of self-discovery and mental mastery. Be patient with yourself as you learn and grow. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small it may seem. And always remember that you have within you everything you need to transform your mind from your biggest enemy into your greatest ally.